Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I just wanted to come and run my mouth and talk about the mess. Oh, Nika, oh, Nika. Hey, hey, Nikki, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Nikki, hey, Nikki, hey, Nikki, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Nikki, hey, Nikki. This is according to TMZ. So, Nicki Minaj keeping house after judgment satisfied. So Nicki Minaj will not have to sell her home in order to pay off a bodyguard who her husband, Kenneth Petty, allegedly attacked because the bodyguard's lawyer says the judgment's been satisfied. I wonder who paid it. Y'all think Nicki paid it, or do you think Kenneth paid it? The rapper's team is in court Thursday, and we thought they had plans to argue that a judge shouldn't make her sell her Hidden Hills mansion to repay a $500,000 judgment awarded to Thomas Weidenmuller. Girl, Thomas kind of cute. Hey, Thomas. Thomas kind of handsome. I know that's right, Thomas. All right. Made me want to dance, baby.
Like I'm from the H-O-U-S-T-O and blow win. So Chicago of him is he the best?
However, we talked to Thomas's attorney, Paul Sayso, before the hearing started, and he told us they plan to tell the judge Nicki had actually satisfied the judgment. I know she did. I know she did, baby. Baby, Nick was gonna come to that house. Nick was gonna come to that house, baby, Friday morning, girl, and them locks was gonna be changed. Baby, she was gonna be, why is my key not working? Baby, hello. Anyways, the hearing is already over, and it's unclear whether Minaj handed over the whole amount or some percentage of it via a settlement agreement. Saysos apologized to the court, saying he had just found out about the settlement at the last minute. A judge awarded Thomas over $500,000 in a default judgment. Well, it was $503,318.02 in a default judgment after Nicki and Petty did not respond to a lawsuit he filed against them, alleging Petty assaulted him backstage of one of Nicki's 2019 shows. Nicki has claimed she wasn't informed of the lawsuit by a former business manager, but she was still on the hook for the dough. It's a good thing Nicki paid the judgment, by the way, because the judge admitted the tentative ruling would have required Nicki to sell the house. Baby. We caught up with Saysos again after the hearing ended, and he reiterated he had just came to an agreement with Minaj's team last night, before joking he wouldn't have had everyone show up today if the deal wasn't struck at the 11th hour.
I know. What's the goal that you're trying to accomplish today?
We'll be telling the court today that Nicki Minaj has satisfied the judgment.
Of course. Okay. Can you tell us what happened in court in there?
So today we informed the court that Nicki Minaj has satisfied the judgment, and so therefore there was no need to proceed further with our motion for an order authorizing the sale of her house in order to satisfy that judgment.
What does your client think of this?
He's incredibly gratified and happy. It's been a long time coming to have justice finally done here. But he's very happy for himself. He suffered a very heinous attack years ago. And not only did it take years to achieve the judgment, but then took nearly 2 years in order to enforce that judgment. And we never thought it would have to go quite this far in order to actually go and put a levy on a millionaire's house and go to the last 24 hours before she decides to satisfy the judgment.
Have you talked to Nicki Minaj? Do you think she feels remorseful about what happened?
I can't speak for her. I have not spoken to her directly, and have only spoken to her counsel.
You said last 24 hours, like literally within, like yesterday you guys get this notice despite the judgment, isn't it?
I have spoken to her counsel over the last several months, but it was just yesterday that an agreement came together that she would satisfy the judgment.
Anything you want to say to Nicki Minaj or anything like that? Any message to her?
She has been very vocal online recently, and demeaning various types of people. And she's certainly been very vocal about her thoughts on the gay and trans community. I'm happy that this case has, helped her transition from a person who avoids responsibility to someone who is being forced to take responsibility. And my hope is that it helps her transition from a person of violence to a person of peace.
He also took Nicki Minaj to task for her controversial political beliefs. Watch the clip all the way to the end to hear what he's got to say. I'll put the link to the article in the description box. Anywho, Nicki can finally put all of this legal drama behind her because her everything's great in her Barbie world again. I don't know about that, but I mean, shout out to the Kens and Barbs. Girl. Your girl had to pay $500,000 because your husband steal. You would have thought after the first time he put his hands on that lady. Let me shut up. Let me shut up. Girl, he still ain't learned how to keep his hands to his goddamn self. Been to prison. Girl, I'm not about to go down. He still ain't learned to keep his hands to his goddamn self. He ain't learned nothing. And quiet as it's kept here, he don't give a damn, it ain't his money. Okay? Because we all know when it's your goddamn money, that's when you start to give a damn. When it ain't your money, like when you younger, we just talking. Like when you younger and you don't understand the power of a dollar, right? And you going around the house flipping on lights and shit, going to the refrigerator 25 times in 5 minutes, like, girl, something gonna magically appear. Girl, you using up all the toilet tissue to wipe your ass and your ass ain't but this big, using up all the wipes to wipe your ass and your ass been clean, using up all the toothpaste, using up all the soap, right? And you ain't got no worries because hell, you ain't got to pay for it, right? But then when you get older, and then especially when you have children, okay? But when you get older and you start to pay for your shit that your mama and daddy used to pay for and they used to complain, then you start to realize why they was always bitching and complaining. Because now you got to pay for that toilet tissue. Now you got to pay for them wipes. You got to pay for that toothpaste. You got to pay for that soap. So again, Kenneth, he don't give a damn because he ain't paying for nothing. Nicki paying for it. So he's just gonna keep on putting his hands on people, beating folks' ass. And Nicki just gonna have to pay. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on. Baby, listen to this. This is according to the Jasmine brand. The search continues. U.S. Marshals join search for boxer Gervonta Davis, wanted for alleged attack and attempted kidnapping of ex-girlfriend. So it was his ex-girlfriend. Okay, so we already talked about this in a previous video. So the search continues for Gervonta Davis. U.S. Marshals have joined Miami police in searching for former WBA lightweight champions of Gervonta "Tank" Davis, who is currently considered a fugitive in connection with serious allegations stemming from an alleged domestic violence incident. Gervonta went missing soon after the warrant was issued earlier this month, which relates to claims that he attacked his ex-girlfriend at a Miami nightclub. According to the allegations, he grabbed her from behind by the head with one hand, held her by her throat with the other, and dragged her downstairs through the kitchen and out the back exit. Can I ask a question? You know what? I just have to say this. When shit like this happens, and girl, they make their way from top to bottom, somebody had to see this. I'm not no ass whooper, but I could not imagine me seeing some person being dragged by their throat. Now, like I said, I'm not no ass whooper, but baby, I'm at least trying to throw girl some water on the floor to make them slip to get a bitch a chance to get away. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might have to just throw a little water on the floor real fast to make them slip. Because, girl, I'm trying to help you get away from this nigga, girl. Because he's a boxer, and girl, he can whoop both our asses probably at the same time. People see this stuff happening and don't nobody even say nothing. Because quiet as it's kept, they shouldn't even need a video In my opinion, they shouldn't even really need a video to corroborate what she said, because I'm sure somebody had to have seen this. Anyways, let's get back to the story. So again, according to the allegations, he grabbed her from behind the head with one hand, held her by the throat with the other, and dragged her downstairs through the kitchen and at the back exit. That's a lot. Officials say the alleged victim was able to escape before being forced to leave with Gervonta. The security footage reportedly corroborates her account. She filed a civil lawsuit following the incident. I know you did, bitch. You better, baby, baby. When I tell you, bitch, you better shangle-langle-lang. Bitch, you better shangle-langle-lang his motherfucking pocket. Do you hear me? Bitch, you better twist and turn to them pockets is bone dry. Girl, you better, bitch, you better make that nigga bleed. Do you hear me? However much he worth, I don't give a damn, bitch. I want 500 million. Okay? He probably ain't even worth 500 million. I want $1 billion. Okay? He's wanted on charges including battery, false imprisonment, and attempted kidnapping. It's so funny how, like, you so big and bad. Like, y'all niggas be so big and bad, putting y'all hands on people, but then, girl, now you on the run. Nah, nigga, you supposed to be big and bad, girl. You supposed to be big and bad. Now you running. I don't care who's on the run. Girl. Oh, I can't wait till they catch his ass. Lock his ass up. Send a nigga to jail. Do you hear me?
Ass up! Lock his ass up! You're going to jail. You're going to jail. Ass up!
And I hope the ex-girlfriend get as much money as she can get out of the situation. I do. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on. When I tell you Verizon Wireless, girl, them girls gave us a $20 credit. This is exactly what I told them. They sent me a text message. Well, I'm sure it was, a mass message to all the customers. This is what they told me. And I'm going to tell you what I responded. Let me put it on the screen so you can see exactly what I responded back. Valued Verizon customer, yesterday we let you down. For that, we are truly sorry. We would like to extend you a $20 account credit that can be easily redeemed via the link below. On average, this covers multiple days of service. This credit isn't meant to make up for what happened, but it's a way of acknowledging your time and showing that this matters to us. If you're still having trouble connecting, please restart your device, power down and power back on to redeem your credit. Please visit blah, 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 and click on the take action or mobile actions button. And I responded, girl, fuck you. I still want my $20. Girl, when I tell you, girl, for the girls who have Verizon, when I tell you it was a mess, I was locked outside my apartment because my apartment is everything is basically done with your phone. And girl, my phone was completely down. I couldn't open up the gate. Like, it was a mess. A black man had to let me through. Like, it was hard. When I say it was horrible, and not to be dramatic, but in all seriousness, in those hours that people did not have their phones, thank God I'm in a position where I'm just by myself, you know what I'm saying? And I can figure it out. But what about people who have kids and they needed to get in contact with their kids after school, girl, before school, whatever, you know what I'm saying? What about people who had, someone, their loved ones in the hospital, and like, you just never know. What if somebody had just got into a wreck and they had no way of, calling 911? Like, you just never know. I'm sure there were situations out there that were very, very, very sensitive and very something that needed to be taken care of in the moment. And when you ain't got no cell phone service, it ain't too much you can do. And I think it's straight up bullshit that we got to click on a link to ask you to give us $20. Bitch, why do I have to click on a link to go in and ask you to give me $20? Bitch, the $20 should just be automatically applied. Now, I will say some people are saying that if you call and bitch and complain enough, girl, you could probably get more than $20 taken off. I mean, I just took the $20, girl. And plus, I actually called them anyways because, and I couldn't get through because, girl, I have a $200 gift card. Because I switched. I used to be with AT&T and I switched to Verizon because I should have just stayed with AT&T. I have a $200 gift card, gift card, and I forgot about it. Bitch, I forgot all about it. And I think I deleted it out of my email. And so I couldn't find the email. And so I tried to call them because I need them to send me that email again for that $200. Which I think is also bullshit too, because that's another way for people to just like forget that they have it. Because I honestly forgot that I had it because I have my cell phone set up on auto pay. And it just like popped in my mind like, oh girl, you have $200 credit. And when I logged into the account, it says they sent it on the 9th. I remember getting it the 9th of December. I remember getting it, but I just must have accidentally deleted it. Anyway, so I tried to call and try to get that taken care of, but girl, you couldn't even get through. So I guess everybody was calling. But yeah, so if you want to, girl, try to call and get an extra, get some extra money taken off of your bill. Hopefully, even though I'm sure it was a mess for some people, everything worked out okay at the end of the day. All right, y'all. Let's move on. All right, so a special shout out to Sinners, the movie. Sinners scores a record-breaking 16 Oscar nominations, the most in awards in the award show's history. So, they have the nominations for Sinners for the Oscars is Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor Michael B. Jordan, Best Director Ryan Coogler, Best Supporting Actor Delroy Lindo, Best Supporting Actress Wunmi Musaka. She is so gorgeous. Best Original Screenplay, Best Casting, Achievement in Casting, Best Production Design, Best Cinematography, Best Costume Design.
Name them. Name them.
Well, what you did was ridiculous.
Name them.
Not having.
Name 'em.
Well, be quiet. So
Name
let me
'em.
talk. Jesus.
Name them.
Hey! Glory to God.
Best Film Editing, Best Makeup and Hairstyling, Best Sound, Best Visual Effects, Best Original Score, and Best Original Song, I Lied to You. Even though Pale Pale Moon is my song, baby. That's cute. And then y'all know Tiana Taylor, she was also nominated for Best Supporting Actress. I haven't seen her movie. I've watched Sinners more than a few times. I'm not even mad at it. Sinners was cute. I really want to see more Black movies with vampires and witches and wolves. Like, I just wish that I wish they just really put more, I was gonna say trust. What's the word I'm looking for? I just wish they really just would put, they will make more movies. Because, like, just to see, even though I've seen more than a few vampire movies, like, to see, like pretty much a predominantly Black cast, and they're playing vampires, I thought it was so fucking dope. Like, I loved it, even though I wish it was more. My only criticism, girl, not to be negative Nancy, my only criticism, I wish it was more. I wanted to see the girls bite. I thought it took a tad bit too long to get to the vampire scenes, and I wish it would have been more vampire scenes. Like, I want to see the girls, I want to see the girls like biting into necks and shit. Okay, yes, God. But anyways, I'm happy about it. That's my movie. I may watch it again tonight. No, I'm about to watch Traders. I may watch it after Traders because Traders is only like an hour long, and it's kind of early for me. Okay. Anyway, so shout out to Sinners, and I hope they do well at the Oscar. I hope this is not one of those things where they give them all those nominations and they walk away, girl, with one award or zero. That would be horrible, girl. So yeah, shout out to the cast of Sinners. I hope they do well at the Oscars. Shout out to Tiana Taylor also. All right, y'all. I'm gone. Y'all have a good night. Bye, y'all.